It absorbs all your energies, but that's not what makes the impact, because people don't give a damn what it takes you to do to create a product, to create a project, to carry it out. They don't care. They just want to see the end results, and from that to know how is it going to benefit me. When we must carry out a project that we have in mind for our business, but not necessarily just for business, whatever project that is, we usually focus on the end result, what we want, and what I must do in order to achieve that result. This is what happens. Usually, when we say, are we ready? Do we have the right resources? Can we go ahead with this? And we stop at that. Actually, a project is much more articulated than that, because it starts from a totally different level, which is, for example, at the very first stage, we have what you see. In other words, we're talking here about what is your awareness of what you're doing? What is your vision? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to take this project? What is it going to do for people? Then you have to have some kind of design about what you want to do with this. You must have a purpose for doing this. Not only a vision, not only where do you want to take people, but also why. That's important for them. And we have values, but most important, contribution. I mean, okay, you want to make money with that project, or you want to get something out of the project, even if it's not money, but what's in it for others? If that is not clear, if there is something that somebody out there will get out of what you're doing, okay, but you also have to know the details of that. Why is it that it's going to have that kind of contribution? That is what we must focus on first and foremost. If you're enjoying what you're listening to, don't forget to click on the like button. And if you don't want to miss more videos like this that can contribute to your personal and professional growth, subscribe now to the channel. Then we have a second level, which is to know or to understand. And it's about what is so unique about this project. It's no longer just something very airy, that's in your mind. You have to start creating some details, and uniqueness is by far the most important one. Why is this thing unique, and how is the contribution that it will make on others is different from others? And what is the added value? Not just uniqueness, but also what perhaps there's something similar to that. So what extra added value do I give? And then it has to be very well evaluated in its entirety, and everything that is going to be involved in this. And then you have to structure it somehow. You have to build something in your mind. How do you intend to take what you see to be something that is tangible? And how much control do you have? Do you have control in that? If you do not, how can you get control? Because without control, you're not getting anywhere. That's a promise. So the third stage is to sell. Now that you have clear in mind what you want to do, you have started to put things together. So there's a design with something very concrete right now. Now you have to sell it to somebody. It's not there yet. Okay, it still has to become a reality, but you still have to sell it. For example, investors. All right, what are you going to tell them? You have to sell it to them somehow. So it's the communication, the way you communicate. How do you get people involved? What about passion that you put into it? And authoritativeness. Because if you're not authoritative, people will not trust you. And if there's no trust, things are not going to happen. It's as simple as that. So trust is a very important aspect of authoritativeness. People must see that what you've done, what you have thought, has ground. It's well implanted in the ground. And that can only happen if at the very top, where you were seeing things, where you were seeing where you want to go, is strong, is solid. Then since there, you start to build your authoritativeness and the trust that people will see in you. And of course, the last thing is the actual doing. carrying it out, executing it. So what knowledge do you need? What skills do you need? How are you going to plan the whole thing? What are the strategies that you're going to use? Financially, uh, um, by the way it works, the whole thing. And how much effort, how much commitment does this require? Does this project require? Not just from you, from everybody involved. So you see, that is the thing, the fourth level, the to-do is where people get fixated on. Perhaps a little bit more on selling, a little more, but mostly on doing. And when people don't know how to do something, they go and ask for a coach, a mentor, a trainer, whatever. Help me do this. But the problem, that's not the main problem. The main problem is, do you have a sharp vision of what you're doing? People don't spend, and it does not require time. We'll see that in a second. It does not require a lot of time and effort to do that. But if you don't, then what's going to happen is that you're going to spend all your project in one single level, fixing. If it's not strong, what's behind you, it is not strong. You know what it's going to look like? Like a zombie. It has a body, it has a structure, but it has no soul. And people do not buy zombies. They need something very concrete, very firm, very solid. So here's what happens. When it comes to effort, how much effort you have to put into these 4 stages, 4 dimensions, you will see that the actual seeing is only 2%. That's all it takes. It doesn't take more. In a whole year, including weekends and vacations, it only takes 7 days. But 7 days that I would suggest that you take, not on vacation. You go somewhere, not where there's fun, there are no distractions, that where you can focus. Really focus on what you want, on what you get your project to become, and how it's going to help people. And then when it comes to know or understanding, that's perhaps will take you about 8% of the time, because it takes a little more. You have to give more body, more substance to what you have been seeing in the previous dimension. The actual selling is a bit more. That's 15%. It takes a little more commitment, more effort to do that. But where you have to put all the effort, 75% of it is in the doing. That's where all your resources go, material resources. That's money, production, logistics, all the things that you're using, all the material, all the physical things that you're using, your software, whatever. That's where it all goes, 75%. That's where your mind is 75% of the time. Okay. So as far as effort is concerned, this is a balance. This is balanced. However, when it comes to impact, things change a lot. Because impact, the whole thing turns upside down. You only, when it comes to seeing, it is 75% of the impact. That's how seeing is important. Because doing has very little impact. It absorbs all your energies, but that's not what makes the impact, because people don't give a damn what it takes you to do, to create a product, to create a project, to carry it out. They don't care. They just want to see the end results, and from that to know how is it going to benefit me. You follow? That's why 75% of the energy that you put into seeing is what is the impact that you actually make. Then the 15% is on knowing, on putting things together and understand where do you want to take all this. That's going to take, it's not going to take a long time, but still, it is important. Then 8% is on selling it. You don't need to sell a lot, because if it's clear, it is only a question of just taking it out there. But if it's focused, sharp focused, even if you don't communicate that much, it's going to have an impact. And at last, the doing is 2%. Who cares? Who cares how much effort you have to put into that? What impact does it give me? None. The impact is all in the seeing, is all in the first. Now, this is so important that I really urge you, if you want to get deeper into this, to contact me. We can have a chat together on Zoom and we can go further into this. And perhaps I can help you. It's free. Okay. So I can help you. If you have already a project, I can help you put it together in a much healthier and I would say wealthier way so that it has more success, more chances of success. Okay. So don't hesitate and write to me, DM me, and we can have a chat. See you next time.